Getting to our field. Our field this year, right now we've got 116 players. There's 80 men and 36 women. That will probably change with a couple of withdrawals. I think we'll probably be around 110 before all is said and done. But a couple of highlights. We do have, for the first time since I can remember, we have both returning champs coming back. Juan Martin Loerio will be back, and Sarah Gallagher, the women's champion. And another side note, a little bit of a highlight, we have the sons of two former PGA winners on tour. John Daly II is coming back, and Jacob Immelman, Trevor Immelman's son, is going to Clemson next year. He'll be in the field, and it's the first time we've had sons of PGA, major PGA winners in the field, two of them. So that's exciting. To the few other highlights before I get into a couple of the other individual players. For the first time, we have the winners of the Steph Curry Underrated Tour. They're men and women's champ, a young man named Lucky Cruz. I think you'll get a kick out of meeting him. He's a 17-year-old committed to the University of Houston next year. And we have Roisin Scanlon from Great Britain. So she'll be here. They're committed to play here as well. We have the Fung sisters, Amelie and Alex. They're from Forest Hills, New York. Really exciting on the junior golf circuit. I believe they're 17 and 14 years of age. 13 and 16.
Emily is 13, Alex is 16.
Emily is 16.
Emily's 16, okay. Continuing with the women's field, we're pretty excited about the size is 36. We've got some quality women this year. We've got three of the better players from the Southeastern Conference. We've got Kendall Todd, who is a junior, just finished her junior year at Arkansas. She's committed to play. Vanessa Gilly, who is completed her senior year, or she's going into her senior year at Tennessee. She's from Caracas, Venezuela. And Nicole Gall, who has played here in the past. And she is one of the standouts as a sophomore. She's from Oakville, Ontario, and she's a sophomore at Mississippi. On the female local ties for the females, we have Rosalie D'Annunzio from Clarence, currently playing for the Indiana State women's team, and Gwen Yarnell of East Aurora will be here on the local side. But that gives you a pretty good look at our women's field. If you look in your programs, you'll see a list of them. There's a lot of quality competition on the women's side. So Sarah Gallagher is going to have her hands full trying to defend her title. On the men's side, we're pretty happy that we've got 6 of our top 10 players coming back. 6 of the top 10 finishers last year are returning, including Juan. He'll be back. Garrett Engel is in the field again for the 3rd straight year. Garrett's coming off a win at the Dogwood Invitational a few weeks ago in Atlanta. And I'm excited about Tyler Spielman. Tyler was the 2023 High School Golfer of the Year for the United States. And he's headed to Auburn next year. He's going to be playing for the national champs next year. Really exciting player. I spoke to him on the phone yesterday. He's excited about coming, and he's looking forward to it. We have 3 members of the Notre Dame NCAA championship team. This year was the first year since 1966 that Notre Dame made it to the championship round in NCAA Division I. We have 3 of their players will be coming. Rocco Salviti and Kaylin Sanderson are returning from last year, and South Africa's Christopher Bagnall will be here too. So we're looking forward to that. We have our complement of Aussies. We have 6 Australians coming this year, which that number just really is kind of impressive. 2 were personally recommended by Harrison Endicott, former Porter Cup champ. Called me about a month ago, and I didn't recognize the number, so I didn't answer it. He left me this long message. He recommended a few of the players, so we're always good to get a recommendation from a former champ. Vanderbilt, we have 2 players from the Vanderbilt's team, Chase Nevins and Ben Loomis. They were number 2 in the country this year. And we have 3 or 4 coming from Oklahoma State, perennial national power, Oklahoma State. So that's kind of an overview of our men's field. Local men's players this year, we have Nick Moriel, our club champ. will be competing. Billy Haynes will be coming back. Ryan Edholm, Tonawanda's Ryan Edholm from Canisius. He'll be here this year. He played last year, and he got in on the qualifier last year. Played pretty well. And Joey Buemi, junior at Canisius High School. He finished second in the Junior Masters. He will be coming here, making his debut. A left-handed player. I think he's going to be something to look at in the near future. So, other than that, I'm going to pause for 1 second. We have a few. I'm going to turn it over. A couple people were asking about any course changes this year. We're doing anything differently. I'm going to turn it over to Mike Boss, who is kind of spearheading our tee times and our course management. Him and John Burns and Dave Mateer, our superintendent. So, Mike, if you want to take a second and tell him any changes, and then I will. I can come back and take any questions.
Great.
Mike Boss.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Kind of like what Marty said, this is going to be our biggest Porter Cup field I think we've ever had. By combining the men's and women's, we're going to have almost 120 players. So we had to come up with be a little creative with our tee times this year. What we're going to do, we're going to have a split tee. We're going to be starting on both the first hole and the 10th hole every day. Tee times will run from 7:30 a.m. until 9 a.m. and then again from 12 p.m. till 1:30 p.m. So with that being said, there's going to be golfers on the course for the patrons to watch on both sides the whole day. If a spectator likes to watch the 15th green, that's a cool spot to watch. There'll be golfers there from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. So it should be pretty cool. There'll be a lot of action on the golf course. Get to watch a lot of groups. We plan on having featured groups in both the morning wave and the afternoon wave. And on the final 2 days, just like last year, we're going to alternate between the men's and women's leaders so that both the women leaders are finishing at 2 groups before the men's groups finishing, so the patrons can see all the final groups finishing at about the same time. In terms of course setup, we're trying to do a couple fun things this year, maybe a little different than years past. We're going to feature a drivable par 4, a different drivable par 4 each day. Hopefully add a little strategy for the players and some action, maybe a couple eagles. We want the patrons to see a lot of good shots, a lot of birdies, so I think that'll be fun. That kind of highlights tee times, course setup. If anyone has any questions about that, yeah.
Just the tee times will be on Friday and Saturday, the last 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
It will still be both tees.
Yep.
Right. So will the leaders on Friday? Will you read?
Yeah.
The leaders on Friday, will they go off 1
yeah.
at 12?
Yeah, they'll be in that last wave off of 1. All the best scores on Friday and Saturday.
For men and women.
It'll kind of alternate. So that way, all the leaders are starting on 1, and it'll kind of be similar to years past. But yeah, so again, there'll be golfers on the back 9 as well, but they'll be the kind of the lower half
and then
of the field.
drivable par 4s.
Yeah.
Which ones? 10?
That's gonna be a secret.
Oh.
No. 10 will be up on the final 2 days because there's a lot of traffic. We like to keep that tee up for the patrons. And we've been talking with our superintendent. Maybe 17 one day. Maybe 8 one day on the front 9. We've talked about moving a couple tees on the par 3s as well, different yardages, just something fun, a little different for the players and for the spectators. So that's kind of our plan. We don't have anything set in stone yet, but it was supposed to be a secret. But good question. Anything else? All right, great. Thanks.
Thanks, Michael. Yeah, that's going to be. We've been kicking around some pretty interesting things. I personally kind of looking forward to number 17. I think that could be that's always the tournament always has a way of changing on that hole anyway. Thanks again for coming. Thank you, and looking forward to seeing you guys in the next few weeks.